Hey guys, one here for part 4 of my E3 Extravaganza. Last part I talked about the PC gaming show, and this part I'll be talking about Ubisoft. If you missed any of the previous videos, I'll leave a link to the previous ones in the description, and also a link on this side for the last video, and a link on this side for the next video. But until then, enjoy me talking about Ubisoft. Okay, so Ubisoft. Wasn't really sure what was going to happen coming into this show. I was expecting, though, a more Aisha Taylor and hashtag Girlwood. We did get both. Well, not both. We did get Aisha Taylor, but we didn't get that hashtag Girlwood stuff. So anyway, yeah, I didn't really know going into it what we were going to see. I definitely was expecting more of that, those stupid, oh, here's how gamers actually talk, and we did get that. But anyway, let's get into it right now. So they opened the show with this colorful dancing number, like what the heck is going on? And keep in mind, Ubisoft has really kind of embraced the silliness of their press conferences, which I gotta give them kudos for. They know people at this point are gonna be like, oh, I'm cringing, or oh, what the heck is this? But they kind of embraced it. They're kind of having fun with it, and you know, kudos to them for doing that. And you know, if they're having fun, I'm having fun a little bit. And yeah, I had fun with them a little bit in terms of what they've done. But you know, you're still gonna be people who's like, oh, why did they do this crap? But I liked it. But anyway, yeah, they did this opening dance number for whatever, and then, of course, it was for Just Dance 2017. Don't really care because it's more for the casual audience. And they did preface this with the saying, like, a moment of silence type deal with the recent Orlando shootings. And that's another thing. A lot of the press conferences were making reference to that and starting to saying like, oh, and it was like, oh, let's pray for those Orlando victims. And I'm not making light of that. It's definitely a terrible act committed by a terrible human being, basically. But anyway, enough of that political drama. Let's get back to the gaming. So yeah, Just Dance 2017, it will be coming out to systems. Big note here, though. Ubisoft did say it will be coming to the Nintendo NX, or the NX, that Nintendo's working on. And this is Just Dance, this is the first time we've heard any developer say anything about the NX. So, quite frankly, Ubisoft was the first to say the NX by its name and saying they are working on a game. So it looks like Ubisoft is going to be a third-party partner with Nintendo to bring some games to the system. How long that lasts is yet to be seen, because Nintendo lately has not been very good with their third parties. And they've lost a bunch of them. Even when they make new systems, they've had to have Ubisoft's back, or has had Ubisoft's support in the past, but eventually they usually drop their support and they stop making games for the system, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it looks like Ubisoft is throwing their hat into the NX table at least. Anyway, after that, we got a look at Ghost Recon Wildlands, which will be coming out March 7th. We got a date for it, March 7th, 2017. It was also followed by a video of, again, Ubisoft's like, oh, this is how they talk, tactical stuff, and I want Ubisoft to stop, because I never remember any gamer who talks like the way they have been portraying in these videos. It's like, so there's the bad guy, this guy, shoot him. And then the other guy's like, yeah, I got him, sniped. And then the other dude, bros or whatever, like, yeah, man, that was sick. Oh man, man, this game, like, oh man, we got him. Oh man, money in the bag. Boo! All these catchphrases that they think we talk. Stop, Ubisoft. Just stop doing that. It's so stupid. And they did it with The Division before, and they keep doing it with more Ghost Recon stuff. After that was South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Yeah. They had a little sit down with Trey and Trey Parker and Matt Stone. They showed off some gameplay. It definitely looks like it's going to keep the style that Obsidian has made with that game, although Obsidian is not returning. it looked like they're going to keep the same. It's going to have that same look. It's going to look like the show. It's going to be like you're playing an episode of the show, which is fantastic. That was one of the best parts of the original game. But the battle system looks like they have changed it. They have changed it a little bit. It's no longer like a Paper Mario-esque game. It's more of like a Final Fantasy Tactics like game where you're on like this, not like a big battlefield, but you can move your characters around like into different squares per move, and then get close to an enemy to attack, or fall back to defend yourself and all that. Looks interesting. I'm definitely going to keep my eye on it. It is going to be coming out this December 6th. And it looks like it's going to be just as funny as the first game, because they showed a trailer of it, and it's going to be making fun of superheroes. And the way making fun is like, oh, we're going to make an awesome superhero franchise. Yeah, just like Marvel. The trailer was funny, and it looks like it's going to keep that same humor that we expect, that we see from the show, which is great. Next up, The Division. Losing 90% of their player base. Yeah, keep that in mind. Division isn't going well because Ubisoft has apparently abandoned them, and they let the hackers and cheaters run rampant. What a great way to support your hybrid online third-person shooter MMO type game. But they did show off their underground expansion that they showed off at the previous Microsoft press conference. And they showed off a new one, the second one already, the survival expansion. And again, more tactical, gamer leet speak, or whatever the heck they think we're saying. Anyway, I couldn't care less. Division, unfortunately, had potential, probably has potential. But the fact that Ubisoft has seemed to abandon the game when it needs it the most as an online MMO-type shooter game is a dang shame. And the fact that it's lost 90% of its user base already, according to reports, that is unacceptable, and that is just telling of the state of the game, the state of what Ubisoft has done to the players. They got their money, so they abandoned the game. They let these cheaters and they let these hackers rampant, and then they won't ban them, and then they say, oh, now we're going to ban them on first offense. Well, why didn't you do that from the get-go? Huh? I don't know. Anyway, Ubisoft VR, another segment dedicated to VR. That's definitely becoming a theme this E3. And it's going to be with Oculus. Of course, you've heard me say stuff about Oculus before, and how it's turned into nothing like its Kickstarter backers' intentions, I guess. Blame Facebook. They had an eagle fight game, which is basically Quidditch, but with eagles and birds. They didn't really say anything about this game. It's just going to be, again, I think this is going to be another stinking tech demo. Then we have a Star Trek game. Here's the catch. It's a VR game, and it's basically you, part of the bridge crew. Yeah, because I want to press the button that sends us into warp speed, and to hit the button to send knockoff Spock or something onto a different planet. Like, yeah, Star Trek game, yay! Star Trek VR game. Then you have the actors who are like, wow, it's just like we're really on the Star Trek. Isn't that amazing? VR is crazy, guys. And yeah, they actually got these actors, and they're playing the game, the actors from the upcoming Star Trek movie. And they're like, dang, guys, it's like being on the Enterprise. Beam me up, Scotty. I'm not a doctor. I mean, I'm not a physicist, I'm a doctor. Jim. Damn it, Jim. It didn't, I wasn't really impressed with it. For Honor. This was a game announced last year that a lot of people have been excited for because it has some potential, definitely. And yeah, I'm like, okay. I might be in the camp that didn't really see anything special, but if it's gonna be like, you know, like chivalry, medieval warfare, where it's just swinging swords and battling with other historic era warriors and all that, yeah, that sounds cool. They actually showed some first gameplay off for the first time, and some people, people was like, wow, this looks amazing, I can't wait, and all that. Me, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, yeah. doesn't look that great. It looks like it has that Assassin's Creed feel where, oh, enemies just stand around, you wait to counter, and then you kill them, and then they just stand around and watch you kill their guy as you counter them. Yeah, so maybe I'm not seeing what other people are seeing, but yeah, I guess let's wait and see. Did get a release date, February 14th, 2017. Valentine's Day. Then next up we have Grow Up, which is the sequel to Grow Home, which has been going from the guy who was talking about a stunner of a success or something like that. It's like, wow, we didn't know it was going to be this big. Hey, I know, let's make a sequel. First game was fun from what I heard. The reviewers gave it some pretty good scores, and the guy was talking, and I was like, oh, this game's not going to sell. It's going to be boring. Oh, no one's going to buy it. No one's going to care about our indie game. And then actually sold, and it was doing well. And I was like, wow. Did anyone see this coming? I didn't see this coming. I didn't see nothing coming, man. We gotta cash in on this. Push the button on the sequel right now. Yeah, Grow Up. Yeah, because that's what we're all gonna have to do now is grow up. I'm not really sold on the name, but hey, if the first was a good game, then maybe the second will be as good as well. Or it could be an unnecessary cash grab that doesn't do anything new, or it gets panned by the critics and then fails, and then he's like, well, I guess we milked that too much. I don't know. Should be cool. Trials of the Blood Dragon. The way the trailer was going, it sounded like the game was going to be a sequel to Blood Dragon. But unfortunately, it wasn't. In fact, it's a new Trials game, but it has the Blood Dragon look. It's Trials but Vaporwave. That 80s synth pop style. I'm not bashing on Trials that much. It's actually a pretty fun game, but do people want that? Blood Dragon was an interesting... It started as an April Fool's joke for Far Cry 3, but then it actually turned into a real game. And it was epic. It was awesome. And people were thinking, hey, can we get another game like that? Like Blood Dragon? I guess Ubisoft was like, sure, you can get it. But we're going to attach it to Trials. Do you like it now? I don't know. Yeah. Aesthetic's cool. Yeah. Just attach it to some Moto X cross bikes. That'll be awesome. And who knows, it could be awesome. It's still Trials. It's just, it's got that Blood Dragon look, guys. That's clear what you wanted. It is out now, by the way, so you can see for yourself if you like it or whatever. Then we looked at the Assassin's Creed movie. Not an Assassin's Creed game, but the movie. Coming out this December. Can't really speak much about this because it was basically the director coming out and was like, yeah, it's a great movie. It takes a lot of inspiration from the game. It's going to be awesome. Director clearly reading from a teleprompter, and he doesn't look like he wants to be there. And he's like, and I brought this footage for all of you to see, and go see the movie in theaters only in December. It's gonna be awesome, guys. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition, especially when you're a Templar. Yeah, go buy it this December. Of course, it wasn't like that, but nobody cares. It's a stinking movie. Like, whatever. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's bad. Maybe the critics will stop giving video game-based movies bad scores or whatever. But I don't know. So after that, we had Watch Dogs 2. The sequel to Watch Dogs, which a few E3s ago blew everyone away. But then when it came out, it was revealed, hey, looks like Ubisoft was using some bull shots. But instead of still bull shots, they used actual video bull shots. I mean, people still liked it, I think. There's still a few people, but people were definitely let down because it didn't look anything like the initial thing. But with Watch Dogs 2, it seems like they're not doing that. It seems Ubisoft has learned their lesson and they aren't doing any kind of bullshit type stuff anymore, hopefully. And the gameplay looks like more the same, but it looks like they're ripping off the show Mr. Robot's plot by making this hacker group, totally not F Society. this hacker group, this like streetwise, hip, young, new hacker, being a part of it. And it's like, oh, look at him hacking. He's pressing the button, and hey, cars are going out the windows. Ah. And he has his buddy who apparently wears a mask that can display emojis and winky faces and triangle things. And the guy looks like such a stinking like punk or like edgy character or something like that. And the whole trailer they showed afterwards is just, it reeks of like edge, like, hey, look at the middle finger here. Hey, aren't we cool guys? We're so hip. We're hackers. I am kind of not. I'm kind of like, oh, come on. And I guess this is I guess Ubisoft's trying to make the protagonist and just the whole, the whole vibe of this game much more in like younger or something, or better than the last game. The protagonist of the first game was like kind of panned over by critics or something like that. So I guess they're just like, they went back to the drawing board. Hey, you know what's hip? Hey, hackers, they're young, they're cool, they're hip, they're awesome. Whatever. It still looks good, and hopefully it fixes the issues the first game had. And this time, at least, they're not going to be promising off the wall, blown away visuals or something, it seems. So I think they learned their lesson from that. And also with this, they announced a Watch Dogs movie. Perfect, guys. Yeah, that's exactly what I want, a Watch Dogs movie. It's like, yeah, we'll make an Assassin's Creed movie. Might as well do Watch Dogs. Whatever. Then the last game they showed was actually a new IP, and a lot of people were thinking Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's not a new IP, but Beyond Good and Evil 2. Where is it? It clearly wasn't. It was not there, and you know what? How many more years are they going to string this along? But no, it was a game called Steep, which is a snowboarding, snow sports related game, which has snowboarding, skiing, paragliding stuff. Obviously, people were making comparisons to the SSX series, which hasn't had a new game in a while. They did have that other one that I forget when the heck it was. It's just called SSX. But it looks like this is going to be Ubisoft's version of that. It's probably not going to be arcadey. It is definitely going to be real, and it looks pretty good. Will I buy it? Will I play it? I'm not exactly sure, because I'm not the biggest sports game player or whatever. But yeah, it definitely has some potential, I think. And although they are pushing a lot of these social aspects of it, a lot of sports racing or racing games are just pushing these social features of their game so much, and Steep is no exception. But I mean, is that particularly a bad thing? Not really. No. Of course, if it's going to be like online only, or it's going to prohibit single player play or whatever, then it becomes a bad thing. But it's not necessarily always a bad thing. It's just sometimes, you know, they seem to jam it down our throats like, look how social you can be. Which, again, not a bad thing, but whatever. So that was Ubisoft's press conference. I would not... It was definitely better than EA. The things I'm looking forward to, though, South Park definitely, is Watch Dogs 2, even though I kind of have some problems with that protagonist, that kind of edgy, like, rebellious group or whatever. I'm like, oh, give me a break. Even with that, I'm still looking forward to it. And yeah, not a bad showing from Ubisoft, but me and a lot of our people, I would say, would still want Beyond Good and Evil 2. Where is that game, Ubisoft? Please give us something.